Welcome. Hello, welcome to today's webinar, Using AI to Increase Your Marketing Productivity. So many of our small business and nonprofit clients come to us with the same problem. They are too busy with the day-to-day operations of their business to also wear the marketing hat. They know they need to be more consistent with their social media, to improve the SEO of their website, maybe to incorporate email marketing or text messaging into their marketing strategy, but they either just don't have the time or sometimes just don't feel confident in their skills as a content developer. So if you can relate to any of those things, you are in the right place, because today you're going to leave with a working knowledge of AI in specific ways that you can use it to help market your business. So I'm Dixie, my co-host is Katrine. We're from Easy Marketing. We have some great information for you today, and we hope to get to all of your questions. So use the chat box. We'll try to do those throughout the presentation if we can, but if not, definitely at the end. But if we missed your question, or if you think of something later, or if there's something that's just very specific to your business or your industry, here's our contact information. We'd love to hear from you. And we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we post monthly videos on contents like this. It's helpful things to help you market your business, aimed typically at entrepreneurs, small businesses, and nonprofits. We're located in Northeast Florida. We're celebrating 23 years in business, and we specialize in website design, email marketing, social media management, and graphic design. So we're here to talk about AI, and there is so much talk about AI this year, but it's more than a buzzword. It's really a great tool to help market your business. It can help you with the marketing emails, texts, even social media posts. So let's start with a few stats on what we're seeing about the use of AI. It's not just a fun tool or maybe something that your kids are using to help with their homework. A recent study has showed that 79% of sales and marketing leaders say that AI is helping their company increase revenue. That means directly impacting the bottom line. We also know that top performing companies are more than twice as likely as others to use AI for their marketing. And the reality is, a wide variety of business and nonprofits can see benefits from using AI generated content as part of their marketing strategy. So AI generated content can help you accomplish so much more than what you're already doing. So when you're stuck and you cannot figure out what to write, what to post, it's a great way to help banish that writer's block. It can help you communicate more effectively, which is going to improve your campaign impact and ultimately save time. We know in conversations with clients, with small businesses, that some of you also have some concerns about AI. So we're going to cover some of the pros and cons and some of the better ways and not so great ways to use it in just a bit. But the really important thing to remember is that AI, like anything else, it's a tool. I can remember, I'm going to age myself, back when autocorrect was first invented, and my English teacher swore that it was cheating. But it turned out not to be the death knell of spelling and grammar that she feared. I promise my teenagers are still learning about the Oxford comma today. So we believe, just like that AI is just a technology tool that, when used appropriately, is a great time saver and a complement, not a replacement to human creativity. So here's what we're going to cover: what AI is, and a little bit about how it works, how to use AI in your marketing to save time and inspire messages, and then some tips for using AI generated content. And we're going to show you 2 different live demos on different platforms about how you can use that. So Katrine?
Yeah, so AI, we hear it everywhere, artificial intelligence. And it refers to computer systems that are capable of performing tasks traditional associated with human intelligence, such as making predictions, interpreting speech, and generating natural language. And what it is AI systems, which is our computers, they learn. And I use that quote as a quote because what's happening is that there is someone in the background that has programmed this. Okay, it is not a living creature somewhere. And they have programmed this to make sure that the more information they have, the more data they have, the better it can analyze different things. And what we're going to see, and what we already see here, is that over time, AI systems improve their performance of specific tasks. And it allows the system to adapt to new inputs and make decisions without any input from a human, because it just see what people are responding to, and then they repeat that. So in essence, artificial intelligence is about teaching machines to learn and to think like humans. And the goal here is for automating types of work and solving problems more efficiently. So, but don't be afraid, because it's actually been around for quite a while. So one of the ones we really can see a big difference from is speech recognition. I remember when we moved here from Sweden 30 years ago, even at that time, they have it, and they could never, ever, even if I was reading numbers, 1, 2, 3, they would not understand what I said. And now we can speak sentences, and it will get me to the right location at a company. Social algorithms is another thing. We use them all the time with social media, for example. So if you attended our previous workshops, you constantly hear that we're saying the more someone click and like and comment on a post, the more people are going to see that. And it's really like, it's just mathematics in the end. Chatbots are the same thing. Purchase recommendations, if you go in and look at dresses, next time you're coming to your computer, you're going to see more dresses, because it learned to show you what you are interested in. And on most of those places, you can turn it off, but I rather see more dresses than I want to see any motorcycles or any chainsaws or anything. So, and another one that is really easy, that's okay, I cannot see what you're seeing here, is actually a regular robot vacuum cleaner. When you put it in your house the first time, it kind of goes around and with a laser read the room. But if you have a big suitcase in the middle of the room, then first time it goes there, even if you move the suitcase, it had learned that there is something there, so I'm not going to go and vacuum. And then after a while, it gone a couple of times, suddenly it goes over there, because it actually learned that there is no suitcase there anymore. So that's one of the things we have. And we are working with Constant Contact, and the really cool thing here is they have it built in. So I'm going to give a demonstration later. Dixie is going to do a demonstration on one of the platforms on the computer. I'm going to give demonstrations within Constant Contact on how we we generate content. It's like you just put a couple of keywords and it's going to give you content and fill up your page. So with everything, you have a lot of advantages here. And the biggest one here is writer's block. And it's also communicating efficiently. So if you're like me, not very good at getting elegant letters together, you can actually just put a couple of things, like send a thank you letter for the fantastic dinner by the fireplace yesterday. We thoroughly enjoyed it. And then you say, please write a lovely note, and the system will generate that. Dixie will give you examples. So it's really good to have that and to get ideas, and it saves a lot of time. But of course, there are cons as well, because it lacks the human touch. It only takes the information that the systems that the humans have given it to look at to find information. So it might be wrong information. And I said it's only as good as its input. So it's very, very important that you look at everything you have. And especially if you are dealing with a subject, an area that is not very commonly, or there are not of, it's easy to misunderstand. You really need to take a look at it before you get going.
Thank you, Katrine. So next, let's move on to talking about how you can use AI in your marketing to help write messages and save time. So no matter what you're doing, AI can be used in the blink of an eye. So let's say you need inspiration or content ideas for messages when you're stuck. You need help making it sound better. But don't forget, like Katrine said, that it's a starting point. But then, of course, you're going to have to edit it perhaps a little bit and ultimately just make sure that it sounds like your brand voice. And so what are some ways that you could use AI? You could use it for the subject lines of your email. You could use to write the entire marketing email that Katrine's going to show. You can use it for social media posts, for text messages. Let's say you have a website or a brochure where you have to write some descriptions of your products and services. You can even use it to write an entire blog post or content for your website. So let me switch screens here, and I am going to give you an example. So the example I'm using today is going to be on ChatGPT. Are you guys seeing that screen, Katrine?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is on ChatGPT. I'm just showing this one because it's one of the more common ones, and it is free on the 3.5. If you switch over to the GPT-4, I think that costs about $20 a month. And that also includes DALL-E, which is like images. But for 95% of you, you're going to get along just fine with the free version. That's what we use and we recommend to our clients.
Yeah. So if you're totally new to this, you just go and make a search on OpenAI. You click on it, it's going to ask you to get an account with an email and password, and then you're here.
Yep.
It doesn't cost anything. It's so simple. You do it in a minute.
Yep, chat.openai.com. You see it right here, or you could just Google it. So for this example, we are going to pretend that you are a local brick and mortar bicycle shop. All right. And one of the things you want to do is make sure that you are having the right search terms. You want to know, what are people looking for, so that I can use those kind of keywords in your marketing. So I'm just going to type in the box down here and ask it. Let me get my copied and pasted here. All right. What are the top Google search terms for local bike shops? And then I click here, and it's going to think about it. It's going to look all over the web and come back with some information here. So these are great terms that I can use in my marketing and my social. All right. So then I want to ask it to help me with some blog topics, because often we have writer's block. We just don't know, what am I going to write about? What am I going to put in my marketing information? So I am going to ask it, pretend you have a local bike shop. And remember here, there are no specific inputs, okay? You could type anything. So think of it like a human, like you hired a human to help you, and just talk to it like a person. You know, pretend you have a local bike shop. What are some good blog topics to engage potential customers? I could have written this sentence anyway and gotten back the same type of information. So it's going to think about it and give me some examples, okay? So some of these might be good, some of them might be bad. If I didn't want anything, see number 7, cycling safety, I could ask it right here, okay, eliminate anything to do with cycling safety and give me more like number 13, environmental benefits. You know, you can continue to refine. Let's see here, choosing the right style. I'm going to pick one that I like.
And just so you know it, when we're doing this live, so if you ask the question 2 times, it usually don't come with the same question answer, and yeah, this is totally live.
Yep, it's totally live. So I'm going to pick one of these, and I'm going to ask it to write a 600-word blog on that. Okay, So this is one of the topics I chose from up here, choosing the right gear. All right.
You put a space incorrectly there.
It won't matter. It knows
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. So write a 600-word blog on this topic. And let's see here. I'm going to ask it to include some words. So include the following keywords. Let's see here. Bike shop. I'm going to ask it to include my location, Fleming Islands, also the county. There could be many more, but you get the idea. So I'm going to ask it to write how much, what's the topic, here's some keywords. And here it goes. It's going to start writing a blog for me. Now, am I going to take this blog and use it word for word on my website? Probably not. First of all, I'm going to scan it and read it and make sure that it's 100% accurate, that it makes sense. I'm also going to make sure it sounds like my brand voice. And what I mean by that is depending on your industry, like if you're a lawyer, you want to sound very professional, very trustworthy. If you have a different kind of brand, maybe you want to be a little funny, a little cheeky. So you want it to sound very much like your communications. So I can look through this and kind of see, do all of these make sense? Do I want to change any of them? If I didn't like this one, for example, I could just type right in here, take out paragraph 2, or, give me more like this one. I could ask it to make it 100 words shorter. I'm going to ask it to add subheads. I always like to have subheads because it makes it easier when you go to read it on a blog. And so what it's going to do is rewrite it with that new input I gave. So as long as you keep it all in one chat, it's continuing to reread the whole, it's basically one whole conversation. So it kind of rewrote our blog with that additional input I just gave it. You could ask it, for example, to make it sound more professional. I could say, write it at a 7th grade reading level. So I'm just giving you examples of different ways you could ask it to rewrite it until you're happy. All right, so once I get my blog, I can put this up on my website. I can also ask it to write a meta description. So for those of you who are not familiar, a meta description is when you Google something, this is the little text that comes up and shows what that page is about. If you don't write it yourself, Google is just going to copy and paste something from your page, and it may not be the best summary of what that page is about. It might just be the first sentence or two. So it's better to write your own. So here they've taken this entire blog that they wrote for me and wrote me a nice little meta description for Google. I think this is a bit long, so I'm going to ask it to make it less than 160 characters because that's usually how much you can see. All right, and it'll make it just a bit shorter. Perfect. Now I can take the same blog that it's already written and ask it to write 3 Facebook posts. All right, and it's going to give me some examples, including the hashtags. And then I could take the same exact content and I could say, write me a 1-paragraph summary of this blog for our email newsletter. And then it'll do that. So here you can kind of see from the top to the bottom, this only took me, a few minutes. I've asked it for keywords. I've asked it to generate some ideas, like what are some good blog topics? I asked it to write me a blog. I refined that blog to make it a little more to my liking. It wrote me 3 posts and a meta description all within a couple minutes. So there's a lot that you can do with it. And this is just one example from one platform, a free platform, of ways you can use this to really produce more content quickly to help you be more consistent with your marketing efforts, and also just to make them better. Like we're not all professional writers. Another thing you could have done is taken a snippet of something you already have. So maybe it's some text that's on your website or some text that's in your brochure. I could cut and paste that in here and then ask it to expand, say, write more about this, or, help me write a PowerPoint presentation about this. So it can both expand and contract different ideas.
Okay, so are we ready to continue?
I'm going to go to my other screen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that was the demo. And next, just a little bit more information about tips for using AI generated content. So as you saw, I have to input something, and what you get out is only going to be as good as what you put in. So remember, it's technology and it can't emulate the human creativity. So it's not going to totally replace a human, but it definitely can help you. So that's something I want you to remember. And there's not specific inputs. It's not like you need to go to Google and find what are the exact words or phrases that I need to put in ChatGPT. Just talk to it like a person, and 99% of the time, it's going to understand exactly what you mean, regardless of how you say it. But it is important when you get this content that you do need to edit it. You need to look at it very closely, verify that it makes sense, verify, especially if there's any like statistics, numbers, that those are correct and that they're up to date. Make sure that is appropriate for your target audience. So I gave the example of, I could say, write this at a 7th grade reading level. You know, it might use too big of a words. Make sure that it's easy to read. Most people are not interested in having the time to read paragraph upon paragraph. So you might ask it to put this information into bullet points or a numbered list, or I asked it to write subheads. And of course, that it's a proper link for the channel and that it sounds like your organization. So with those tips in mind, I'm going to turn it over to Katrine and let her give you some examples from Constant Contact, which is a platform that we use for email marketing. And it has some native AI tools that are really helpful when you're using email marketing.
Yes. And now comes, here we are, share screen. I was going to see what I have underneath here. Let me, yes, I'm in the right place. And it doesn't cost anything when you have the first version, and it's not going to bite you, and it's not dangerous. Just start with it. It's all I can say. So let's jump in. So I just open up our Constant Contact account. So I'm going in here and I'm going to create something. So I just click on create. I'm going to create an email because we're going to pretend that we are a restaurant and want to send out an email about Mother's Day brunch. Okay, so I'm going to do this. So what could I find here in Constant Contact? Mother Day. Let's see what comes up. If it already some pretty ones here. Yeah, I really like this one. I think this one is very pretty. So I'm going to select this to start with. And, you know, put the real logo on here, and we want to put a little bit of text and content in here. So, so I'm going to take a text block. And now I need to say something about it. So we're going to go in here, and I'm going to, in the upper right corner, I am going to use AI right here within writing my email. So I am going to say, I'm going to say this. So again, you just pretend that you have a secretary on the other side of the desk. So I'm saying that promote Mother's Day brunch, $45, inclusive buffet and mimosa. So let's see here. And the tone here, I can actually decide here. Is this going to be a professional, or is it going to be enthusiastic or informative? But we really want business here. So I'm going to take the last option here, and we're going to jump in and see what language. So here it gives me suggestion, and in order for you to better see this, I'm gonna import this right away into the newsletter. Oh, where did it go? All right, it disappeared. So I have to do it again. I ask the same question, and I ask it to create. Oh, now I had a different tone. Did you see that? So as we celebrate, I want to make sure that I had that how do you pronounce it now, Robert?
Professional.
Yeah. So here we have it here. Celebrate the cherished connection between mothers and their loved ones with us at a delightful. This looks perfect. So I'm going to insert that into my email. I have not removed the other stuff here. Should have removed that before, so I'm sorry. Okay, so I am see here. I should have removed what was the default text in here. So I think this looks good. You might go in and change things. I absolutely give it some more room and make a little bit of a change. Just like that. And now you have written the content for the email. It is that easy. So this is we picked one, and you can work right within the document. You can also use this under tools. There is another one where we have a content generator that you can use as well. That looks a little bit different. So we're going to generate content. So here we have I'm going to do the bike shop example that she did. So let's say we have a bike shop. I'm going to put this here. Few things in here. Bike shop, 3 tips on how to fix your summer bike for the summer special. So I can do this as an email or as content. I can do that as an announcement, and I can have it look very informative. So let's see what the system comes up with. So now it is generating quite a lot of information in here. Let's see
if you switch to email, then you can.
Yes, you can have that in there. So if we go to email and set that up, so we can click on create, then it's actually going to even suggest a layout to the email. So it even puts up some pictures, so we can use this and put our logo. We can open it in the editor, and we have the email ready to go. So if I click here, open in our editor, we have everything. We just need to put our logo in there. Again, I would actually go in and do a couple of changes to the text, but other than that it's ready to go. I only needed to write a few words. So yeah. So
That's perfect.
so I hope that helped. So I don't see any questions right now, so.
We'll take some in just a minute. So thank you, Katrine. So what we tried to show you here is a couple different examples. There are many, many other types of AI tools you could use, but these are 2 different that you could use to help produce content for your business, or at least help you to get started with ideas, or to take content that you already have and make it better. And we've covered a lot of ground, but before we let you go, we want to give you a little homework assignment to help you get started so you can practice this. So first, we want you to make a list of potential AI content. So things that you might want AI to help you with. Then we want you to try AI for brainstorming. So just like I did, tell it to pretend it's whatever kind of business you have, and ask it for keywords, ask it for topics, things like that. And then finally, use it to draft or refine a message. So you can either ask it to write something on that topic, or you can cut and paste some information you already have, and you can ask it to summarize it. You can ask it to make it better, more effective for a certain audience. You can ask it to expand it for a different use. So say you have just a little bit of information and you want to expand it to a full blog. These are some different ways that you can try AI for your marketing. And with that, we're going to take some of your questions. So you can use the chat box. Let us know what questions you have. And remember, we are not AI experts. We are marketing experts, showing you how to use AI for your marketing for your business.
Yeah, so we have a question here. We are distributors of HVAC equipment. Will AI know the technology, or do I have to insert such words as VRF technology? So just pretend you have someone really good at writing things on the other end of your desk, and you just have to explain what you're looking for. So you explain as much as possible, or we have the currently website. This is our website, and we want a blog about whatever it is. And if just like Dixie did right now, she did she put things down, and if there were things she didn't want in the blog or needed to be added, you can just say, please add the following a section about VRF technology. So
Yeah,
you can put that in. Yeah.
Something that is very new to the world and hasn't existed prior to, let's say, 2022. I would suspect that AI knows a lot about it. Like if you could Google it and get some information about it, then AI is going to know. The difference being, okay, so think of Google as like an Easter egg hunt, right? You put all the eggs out there, you tell the children, go find them, bring them back to me. All right, that's what Google does. It's going to bring the stuff back to you. But you're going to pick through maybe 10 eggs and then get tired, all right, because you're trying to find the exact one that you wanted. This is different. AI is kind of like teaching someone how to cook. Okay. At first, you've got to give them a lot of recipes and you got to teach them how to use a different tool. But then eventually they're going to start coming up with their own creations. Okay. So they're not just going to spout your same recipes back to you. They're going to come up with new things. And that's what AI does. So it basically has all the knowledge in the world that has been programmed into it. And it's smart, it learns, and will come up with new ideas and new ways to present that knowledge. So yeah, for the vast majority of industries, you should be able to get highly technical information out of it. Great question.
Hey, so with that, let's roll the next slide here, and we are talking about our next workshop that comes in a month, and that is about working with Canva. It's about creating images, where to find them, how to use them. So that's a full half hour on one of the best tools out there. And if you're using Constant Contact, you should know that you can use Constant Contact together with Canva as well.
It also has some great AI tools native to that as well. So I know more of you had questions, but we're getting short on time. So here again is our contact information. Please feel free to email us. We respond to every single one. We appreciate you. You have been a really great audience, and let us know how you are using AI to make your marketing better and faster. See you soon.
Thank you.